Hello?
Hello.
Oh, no.
There he is.
Oh, wow, Dave. Well, who knows if it's actually him.
I have a question for Kirk, and I have a question for Dave calling.
Okay. Am I first? Go ahead.
Kirk, on July 3rd, 2 black people filled in for Felger and Maz during their radio show. Do you think Tony Maserati was coming through his dick when that happened, or no?
Yes, I do. I do.
Dave, do you ever let your kids play with your penis?
Sicko.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God. Oh, shit. Oh, he's back.
It's the reason why you're not answering the question, Dave?
I've never let my kids.
Okay. He's asking the questions, right? Yeah. It's important.
That was definitely him.
That was definitely
God.
That was fucking great.
Speaking of Tony Maz, by the
There
way,
was plenty of plenty of grumbling going on. And then we go to dinner, Dave, last night with the Foreplay guys. And something amazing happens to me. I didn't know this. We're having my dinner, having a nice steak dinner. It's me, Riggs, Frankie's there, Brandon.
Brendan?
What's it?
Brendan?
That's what I said, right?
I thought you said Brandon, but that's good either way.
Brendan, John,
John?
the
Alex, our other producer.
was that it? Is that the whole group?
And then I think Rob, the social guy.
Yes,
there as well.
Yes. All a bunch of nice guys having a nice dinner. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden, an amazing thing drops on. I had no idea, and I'm excited to promote this. I'm happy for the company.
Did you retweet it yet?
I haven't yet.
Right.
My friends, teammates, maybe, PFT and Hank Lockwood have a terrific new series on social media, YouTube. Have you seen this yet or no?
I saw it's got I saw original title.
Yes. Wait, this is well, it's a throwback title.
It's vintage.
Yeah, two golfers just breaking the 100.
Yep.
And I saw the picture on YouTube, and it's just a couple of guys in the car just having some laughs.
So there was a discussion at the table of
It was spirited discussion.
the spirited discussion of, they release the Pardon My Take crew releases a video that they promoted. I believe it was all Thursday night. It went out at like 7 p.m.
Yep.
Of
Pardon My Take, Dan Katz, who, if you're on social media on the Korn Ferry Tour, is hosting again today, I think, at the Korn Ferry Tour.
Sorry, if you followed just the Pardon My Take account on Instagram too, it would appear
is
that
that
Jake
right?
Marsh and Big Cat
Wow, who knew?
are hosting the NV5.
Well, to be fair to
Invitational.
Dan was trying to move away from that.
Oh, yeah,
He shot because they wanted him to do some dumb skit, and he was like, "I'm not doing this stupid fucking thing."
I thought he handled it incredibly well. It came out. He did the announcement.
I would
He's a
agree.
big name.
I would agree.
They wanted that juice,
Definitely not his issue.
he removed himself from it
For sure.
But at the same time, on Thursday, there was a promotion going on for. They really shut down the promotion of the NV5 Invitational quickly, and moved on to promoting a new series called Breaking 100. And there's
Which is like, so this led to a discussion at the table, and these guys are all my friends, Hank and PFT and those guys. But like, I was trying to think of how I would handle that if somebody did something like that, or how Jeff Lowe would handle it. Oh, I know how he'd handle it if somebody did a dozen trivia or Caleb's thing or whatever. And then this guy, so we're all kind of agreeing, and it's not even really. There's not like a level of anger, really. It's just everyone's kind of laughing. We're fucking around. It's just a funny thing. And then all of a sudden, this guy I've never spoken to, this guy John, just goes fucking crazy. Like, I think he might have had like an aneurysm or something. Remember that? Years ago, there was that clip that baseball play-by-play guy had a brain thing. And he said he had a gun in the booth. Do you remember that?
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It was like that.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think he just had some, and I was like, he became super combative and was making no fucking sense.
And it was an 8-on-1 or whatever. We were like, well, no. So John, too, the background. John is he's camera guy, editor. He's been there forever. He's been there since like right when me and Frankie got hired in 2016, I believe. So he's been there for 7 years or so.
If you're watching this tournament on Barstool TV, which you should be doing the last couple of days and today, he's super important. Like during the things where they show water like running down the stream, he's shooting that.
So John is an insanely nice guy
He's a
as well.
very
He's
nice
known behind the scenes like a pretty quiet, great guy to add to
You're
a
claiming
shoot.
this. You're claiming this was a complete outlier.
So I'm trying to set the context for him being that passionately kind of combative towards the rest of the table was so shocking to us because he's a go with the flow guy. He's kind of a yes guy. He'll shoot whatever you want. He's easygoing. He's like the best. He's the perfect kind of guy for a shoot. And here he is. He's on this shoot. We're doing the MV5. And last night we were sort of making the point, like you just said, of if it was, we don't own people filming golf. You can go film golf, obviously. But think like titling it Breaking 100 after Trent literally is still putting out Breaking 90 episodes. He did the Breaking 100 last year.
It's just a weird.
It seemed like a bit of a
I thought it was like a
weird
parody
move.
of. At first, I thought it was like a parody, but it's not.
which would be funny and fine and whatever.
sure, yeah.
But it's not. It's just kind of their own. And so we were having, again, a spirited discussion, as one can imagine, being like, we'd probably prefer if they didn't call it the exact same thing, much like if, like we said, if PFT put out a video every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. called Sunday Conversation, and he had like Zah sitting next to him instead of Glennie, I don't think Caleb would love that.
Probably not. Maybe
Yeah.
you would like the first one was a laugh, but like by the fourth
Sure.
time, it wouldn't be so.
But if he was just doing it pretty seriously, like, no, this is my new series I'm working on.
But I think we all know Hank Lockwood cares about nothing except golf at this point.
And so we were having
I think it seems to me.
spirited debate, discussion. Really, it wasn't even really a debate. It was sort of just us airing out that, like, it'd probably be like nice if could have gotten a heads up about that, or they just title it something differently or whatever. And then John Kelly, who again has no past indications.
I don't
being
believe
this.
that.
He was very much like, this happens all the time. You guys, like, basically, you guys shouldn't be upset about this. This is kind of what people do at Barstool. They try to emulate things that are successful. And he was at one point saying, this is very flattering. And we were like, well, I don't feel that flattered that he's
It got to the
taking
point where everyone was kind of like, oh, it's weird, but whatever. To like, because he was, the way he was talking and interrupting and moving his hands and his face, everyone was basically like, fuck them, fuck you. Like, it got very combative.
out of nowhere.
Then we walked out of the park. I was like, fuck this guy. Like, what the hell's going on?
It was going to be such a nothing dinner. I'm like, yeah, we had a couple beers,
There was
couple
a moment at dinner where
tacos.
nobody talked for like 30 seconds. I was like, this is fantastic.
And then it turned into,
And I
yeah.
didn't even know about it. I mean, I started laughing when that. Well, Cullen, of course, as usual, was kind of like down the middle on this one. I think
Yeah.
he wants to defend.
No, I'm
Parliamentary.
actually getting angrier though. I actually
Angrier?
Yeah, I think it's actually a really bad move. Yeah.
Wow.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Because so Trent breaks 90 right
90
now, right?
now, yep.
So Trent breaks 90. He's not breaking 80 anytime soon, right? Ever, probably.
Pricey's journey. Yeah.
Right? So I assume that the vision long term would be him helping somebody else break 100 or break 90. So then Frankie moves out of that program. Trent is with somebody in or something like that.
Well, the plan
that
is...
makes sense, right?
That, by the way, is not nobody's vision, right? To be clear.
That's definitely not the vision, but there is a vision for keeping the breaking series going, right? And we'd also say it's not unheard of for someone to do a breaking something series, but it is pretty unheard of to have like a weekend shitty golfer do it, right? There's all kinds of breaking 70 or breaking 80 series out there. To have Trent, who was, by all accounts, right? Trent preferred watching golf more than like playing it at first, and then he started to get more into it and he wanted to get better, and he went down and got a coach, and that was the whole journey. It was like he broke 100, he did it, he had the cigars, it was great. And PFT would tweet all the time about how much he loved the series. He
How
actually
worked out
watched
these guys are about this. I like
every second of the
fantastic.
series.
Yeah.
And then he's got the breaking 90, which he's still in the middle of posting them. So that's why for us, like that breaking sort of series, to me, it feels like it's like Foreplay kind of owns that, I think.
Also, professional golfers are into that series.
Homa comments
like one
on
of
it
the
all the
biggest thing,
time.
yeah.
I
People
would
love
say
it.
like it's not as big as Trent's thing, but like if they did a thing called The Case and they were trying to solve a murder going around, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Right. I'll play devil's advocate. I'll play devil's advocate for 1 second. Breaking 100 feels like it's a subsidiary of Foreplay, right? Or the Foreplay
Well,
brand.
they're not saying that. Do you think they're kicking money to Foreplay?
No. Trent's version of it
Oh.
is a subsidiary of Foreplay, the brand, right?
I think so.
So they feel like they're not copying like a main entity. They're not copying. The Case is its own standalone entity. It's not a part of the Kirkman and Show or anything like that. They feel like they're copying like just a offshoot program. They're not copying
Is that why
Foreplay.
they reached out to him to see if it was?
No, I would have reached out if I were in that spot.
Did anybody
there's
reach
like-
out?
No.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. It's like, and look, then we can't be the guys that say something to them because then we're like, you're right. Then we're like assholes that are like trying to be the
Yeah,
guard.
but can you? What would happen if you start? If the
has-
Foreplay guys played roof ball tomorrow? What would happen?
Well, it would be more like what's another thing that they do? like a big thing to PF. Like if they started really doing a Mount Rushmore and like tweeting it out
Every
and going
episode?
I think that would be an issue.
I guarantee you that they would not be happy about that. I think that would be like kind of a wild move. And we would, if we were going to do that, it would either be a joke or we just never do that. Like, just come up with your own thing. That's like kind of crazy. Yeah. So anyway, and the other thing, it's like there's breaking 100 and breaking 90 merch lines that we've done. Like that's a pretty clear kind of franchise of its own underneath us. So anyway, that was, I think for most people, like even if you go look underneath it, there were the tweets that had the most likes underneath it.
And you went deep.
So many Riggs burners. He was signing out and signing in last night, like in the car, like you wouldn't believe.
I wish I had a burner. I don't have what it takes to have a burner because I would never be able to handle getting caught.
You would fuck up immediately.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Riggs is the greatest.
A couple beers on a Friday night. I'd be
account.
Riggs is the greatest.
Who's the most to blame? Like who's at the top?
Hank
of the
Lockwood.
Okay.
Oh, I mean,
friend of the show. Friend of the show.
He's
friend of the show.
I love all those guys. I mean, this is not
same
to me. It doesn't matter to me. I think it's fine. Honestly, if you want to tell me, I'll announce this now. I'm joining that show. Breaking 100. I'm gonna be with those guys.
You'll be the next guest.
Yeah. I'm gonna be in the back of the cart, like riding backwards. Like, the poster, my legs will be up.
That's
like,
one of those cool zany,
that kind of thing. Yeah,
like Dude Perfect. All of a sudden,
yes, we'll have a good time.
Yeah, you guys go play Augusta.
Hank's title is what?
I don't know his title, but it
he's
feels like he's overall
he's
programming guy.
Yeah. Put it this way: if somebody went to Hank, who was on a smaller scale than the Part of My Take guys, I was like, "Hey, we want to do this thing called Breaking 100." I think he'd probably be like, "That's probably not a great idea."
I think so.
So I think you have your answer.
And he's in that role where he's supposed to do that.
That's what I'm saying. So I would say I'd blame Pie. I would blame Hank Lockwood 60%, PFT 26%. That's 14% left. I would blame the foreplay guys because they seem like they can be run over.
Right.
Like they would never do that to Kirk Minahan like that. And foreplay's bigger than our show, but they would never.
Oh, that video should not be on YouTube.
They would never do that to Kirk Minahan. Right. So I'll blame the foreplay guys 10%.
Okay, thank you.
And the final 4%, Brandt. I'll blame Brandt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say John.
Just 4?
Yeah.
John. Oh, shit. Yeah, John. Well, I'll tell you this. I threw it out there walking out to the parking lot last night, which sparked some interest. I think, is that his name, John?
Yep.
The video guy? I think he was like in some conversation where he gave because he was so defensive that I think he knew about this beforehand. He was like, "Oh, that's not a bad idea." And
he's on the inside. He's on
now realized he fucked up.
Right.
And there's, I think, a double agent, like telling the Part of My Take guys last night to add some text like, "Oh, the foreplay guys are pissy. Oh, Kirk Minahan's and that," like that whole thing.
Can I say this too? Go ahead. Sorry.